Hello and welcome to the last video of this gentle yoga beginners series. And wherever you are, just take a moment just to settle in to your yoga mat, whether that is cross-legged or legs out in front. And we'll just have a nice tall spine, drop the shoulders away from the ears, and we'll start with our 3 breaths. So inhaling, fill up the belly. Fill up the lungs, pause at the top, hold, and out through the mouth. And another one of those. Holding at the top and out through the mouth. And one more in your own time. And just taking a moment whilst you're doing that to really check in with how everything is feeling for you right now. Good, and we'll just start with some gentle neck rolls, so bringing the shoulders up towards the ears and then down the back, dropping the shoulders down, bringing them forward, so just making some nice gentle circles. And we'll just make that movement slightly bigger by bringing the arms into it as well. So just as large as the circles want to go, listening to how much tension there is in your shoulders and the back. And as always, listening into your body, just going as far as feels comfortable. Good, and then changing direction with those arm circles. Good. And then bring the left hand to the right knee. So inhale, straighten through the spine. And exhale, right hand out behind, twisting to look over that left shoulder. And just listening in to how the spine is feeling today, or the muscles in the back. And breathing into the left side body. And release, and we'll swap to the other side, right hand to left knee. Inhale to straighten, exhale, left hand out behind, turn and twist. Good, and release, coming back to center. We'll come into a tabletop position, shoulders over hands, hips over knees, and just starting with some cat-cow. So drop the belly, look up, inhale, and exhale, rounding through, separating the shoulder blades. And keeping that motion going. Inhale, looking up, trying to bring that chest forward. And exhale, really pushing through the fingertips, the palms of the hands, separating the shoulders. And just a couple more time with your own breath. Just getting playful with that movement, so making whatever movement feels good for your body today. Good, and we're just going to bring that right knee in towards the chest. We're going to try and bring our head to meet the knee, and then we're going to exhale, extend the right foot up behind and looking up. So exhale, rounding through, knee to nose, and inhale, straightening that right leg out behind and gazing up towards the sky. So exhaling, knee to nose, rounding, and inhaling, reaching back and looking up. From here, we're going to step the right foot down onto the mat and swing the left foot so it's coming off the edge of the mat. Bring that left hand so it's in line with the left knee, and inhale, reaching the right arm up to the sky, and then dropping so the bicep comes towards the ear. So really kind of reaching through the right fingertips all the way to the right toes. And from here, we're going to warm up the core. We're going to bring the elbow and the knee to meet, and then extending the arm and the hand, so the hand and the foot away from each other. So elbow to knee to meet, and then reaching and extending. And one more of those. And reach and extend. Good. And then plant the hand and the knee back down, and we'll swap to the other side. So bringing the left knee in towards the chest, so knee to nose, rounding through. And then we inhale, extend that left foot and gazing up towards the sky. So exhale, rounding through, and inhale, reaching away. And doing that just a few more times, really engaging through the core, through the glutes. And last one. And then stepping that left foot down onto the mat, swing the right foot so it's coming off the right edge. And then inhale, reaching the left arm up to the sky. And then exhale, dropping the left hand towards the top edge of the mat. So really reaching the fingers and the toes away from each other, trying to keep that left shoulder nice and open. And then from here, we're going to bring that left knee and the left elbow to touch, and then reaching them away from each other. And again, squeezing the muscles tight, and then stretching them, reaching away. And one more of those. And reach. And then bring the hand and the knee back down. And then we'll walk the hands slightly further forward, coming into puppy pose, so bringing the forehead down to the floor. And you can have your head stacked onto fists if that's too much for the shoulders. But just breathing into the ribs here. Good, then coming back up onto all fours and pushing into the hands with the toes tucked. We're just going to hover the knees slightly off the mat, and we're going to step right foot and left hand forwards, left foot, right hand, so opposite hands, opposite foot. And we're just going to walk up and down the mat, just engaging the muscles, trying to keep the knees quite low but hovering off the floor, just really engaging through the core. And then we're going to lift the hips up to the sky and coming into downward dog. So we can pedal out the legs from here. And really trying to push the chest back towards the thighs. And then walking the hands towards the feet. And we'll come into our forward fold, so holding the elbows, dropping the forehead down, letting the head hang loose. Have as much of a bend in the knee as you need. And then we'll just gently swing around to the left and to centre and around to the right. And then hanging back into centre, and then release the elbows in really slow time, coming up to a stand, stacking the vertebra one at a time, nice and slowly. Bringing your attention into your feet, pushing down through the soles of the feet. Coming up to a nice tall standing position. And we'll inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. And exhale, bringing hands to heart. And then bringing the arms down by the sides, the palms of the hands facing forward into our strong Tadasana pose. So maybe bringing the feet slightly closer together, spreading out the toes, and then really engaging through the core, the muscles and the legs, dropping the shoulders away from the ears, nice and tall in this mountain pose. And then we'll inhale, reach up to the sky, and exhale into forward fold. And bringing the hands to the shins, inhale, looking up for flat back. And then as we exhale, walking the hands out in front into our plank position. Just moving the weights around, warming up all the muscles in the arms and the forearms, really pushing through the fingers. And then we're just going to drop the knees from here, exhale, lowering down to the ground, and inhale for upward dog. And exhale, bringing the knees to the outside edge of the mat, pushing back for child pose, dropping the forehead down to the floor. Good. Then coming back up into our tabletop position. Tuck the toes once more and lifting the hips up to the sky, pedaling out the legs. And from here, looking towards the hands, we're going to step the left foot in between the hands and drop the right knee down, coming up into a low lunge position. So we inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. And as we exhale, keeping the arms raised, but just sinking into that front left hip. Just a little bit more, trying to keep the shoulders nice and open. Good, and bringing the hands down to the mat. Then we're going to lift the right knee off the mat and just move the weight slightly forwards and back, just finding a bit of play in that front right hip. And then engaging all the muscles in the legs and lifting up to a high lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky, and we can plant the right foot down, so it's at a 45-degree angle for a bit more stability. Coming into warrior one. Good, and then we're going to come into warrior two. So the right foot is parallel with the back edge of the mat, sinking into this front left knee, reaching the arms out away from each other. And then straightening through that front left leg, reach the left arm up to the sky, coming into reverse warrior. And then bringing the hands to the hips and turning both feet so they're facing the long edge of the mat. And then again, nice tall spine, opening up through the chest. And then we're going to exhale, fold forwards from the hips, a nice flat back. And then drop the hands down to the mat, dropping the forehead down towards the floor. Good, really breathing in to the inside of the legs, the hamstrings, feeling that stretch in there and just staying with the breath. Good, and then as we come up, the hands come back up to the hips, engaging all the muscles in the legs, coming back up, and then reaching the arms up towards the sky. And then we're going to exhale, bend that front left leg, bring the hands down to frame the front foot, step back into plank position. And then you can drop the knees or keep them lifted, lowering all the way down to the floor and pushing up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, pushing back for downward facing dog. Just give the legs a quick pedal out here. And looking towards the hands, step the right foot in between the hands, dropping the left knee back down. As we inhale, reaching the arms up for our low lunge, sinking in to that front right hip, feeling the stretch in the back left hip as well. Trying to open up through the shoulders. Good. And then we'll bring the hands back down to the floor, lift the left knee off the ground, and just find a bit of play in the hips here, the back of the right thigh. And then we're active in the legs and coming up into high lunge. Drop the left heel down to the floor, so hips at a 45-degree angle and sinking into that front right hip. Trying to stay nice and open in the shoulders, square onto that front right leg. Good, then coming into warrior two, so the back foot is parallel with the back edge of the mat, and reaching the arms away from each other, sinking low into the front right knee. Good, then straighten that front right leg, reaching the right hand up to the sky, drop the left hand down the back leg, breathing into the right ribs for our reverse warrior. Good, bringing the hands to the hips, both feet are facing the long edge, the other side of the mat, hands onto the hips, inhale, opening up through the chest, and exhale, folding forwards from the hips, nice flat back, bringing the forehead and the hands down towards the ground, wherever they land, and just let everything hang nice and heavy from here. Staying grounded through the feet, breathing to the insides of the legs, just making sure it feels like a comfortable stretch. And then bringing the hands back to the hips, inhale, coming back up to stand, and then bringing the front right toe to the top edge, bring the hands down to the mat and step the right foot back into plank, moving the weight around from here, and then either drop the knees or keep them lifted, lower all the way down, and inhale for upward dog. And exhale, bring the knees to the outside edges of the mat, pushing back into child pose from here. So you can have the arms extended out long, or for a more restorative pose, you can bring them down towards the feet. Good, and inhale, coming up to a seat. So we're going to come on to the bum and have the soles of the feet coming to touch, but slightly further apart away from us, so a bit more of this kind of diamond shape. And we can hold on to the ankles and inhale, open up through the chest, and exhale, we're going to try and bring the chest down towards the ground, and you can hold the ankles, you can hold the feet, but as we exhale, we're just rounding through the spine, trying to bring the forehead down towards the floor, down towards the feet, and just breathing in here, trying to connect in with the insides of the legs, also noticing the breath in the chest, trying to get it down to the bottom of the belly as well. Good, and release, coming back up. We'll extend the left leg out long, hug the right knee into the chest and step it to the outside of that left leg. We can use the left elbow to hug the right knee into the chest. Right hand comes out behind. Inhale, straighten up, and exhale, twist to look over that right shoulder. Stay active in that left leg as well. If you want to deepen the stretch, bring the left elbow to the outside edge of the right thigh. You can make that more of a twist, a bit deeper. Good, and release from the twist. Extend the right leg out, hug the left knee into the chest, step it to the outside of the right thigh, hug that left knee in, inhale, straighten, and exhale, turning to look over the left shoulder. And again, if you want to deepen, bring that right knee to the outside of the left thigh. Good, and release. And we'll come down onto our backs. So hugging the knees into the chest, maybe gently rocking from side to side. And we'll plant the left foot down and bring the right ankle on top of the left knee. So we've got this kind of figure four position. And then we can reach through to the back of the left thigh, or you can also reach around to the left shin. And then we can drop the head down towards the ground. So getting a nice stretch in the back of the right thigh, the right glutes, staying active in that left leg. And then releasing the left leg, drop the left foot down towards the ground. And then we're going to drop the left knee over to the left so the right foot comes in contact with the ground, reaching the arms out to the sides, turning to look over the right shoulder. Yes, and then bringing the legs back up to the middle. And then we shall hug the knees in once again, plant the right foot down, left ankle on top of the right knee, and then reaching through and around to grab either the back of the right thigh or the right shin, and feeling that stretch in the left glute. And again, staying active in that right leg. And releasing the leg, drop the right foot to the ground, and then bringing the right knee and the left foot down, reaching the arms out, looking over the left shoulder. Good, and then bringing the knees back up, hugging the knees into the chest, bringing the nose up to the knees, and then reaching the legs out long, bringing the arms down by the sides, coming into our Shavasana. Feel free to grab a blanket or anything here to keep warm, bringing the shoulder blades to meet underneath the back, and just releasing everything here, relaxing all of the muscles, letting everything go. And just reconnecting with that breath. See if throughout this Shavasana you can just stay connected to the breath, not trying to change it, just observing the patterns. Watching as it enters and exits the nose. Trying to relax all the muscles around the neck, the shoulders, all the muscles along the legs, the arms, the hands. Just feeling that contact with the ground. Relaxing all the muscles around the face, the forehead, the jaw. Just letting everything go here. If you have the time, then please pause the video here and stay longer. And if not, then gently wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes. And in slow time, turning over onto your right side. And gently coming up to a seat. We'll just do one last inhale, reaching the arms up to the sky. And exhale, hands to heart. Namaste. Thank you for practicing yoga with me. I hope you've enjoyed this gentle yoga series. I'd love to have any feedback or any comments below, and hope to see you again in the future for more video series.